All right, we are recording. We are ready to rock and roll. I promise to be valuable or respectful of your time, but I felt it was really important to do something like this because of the experience I had last year, which was amazing with this program, but I really wanted to make sure you gals were really equipped and kind of had an idea of what this program is all about. And so I wanted to start off by kind of sharing my personal journey with it. Because honestly, well, first off, I'm going to share how the whole program worked for me. I'm going to share what worked, maybe some things that didn't work for me, some tips, and just things like that. And so, but first, like I said, I wanted to kind of share how it all panned out for me. So, I had done, the programs, I had been doing them for a year at this point last year. And I got to a point where I was like, I need to do something more. I need to do something different. And so this program had launched, and it was all about the abs, the booty, and the arms. And I was like, okay, sure, whatever, And so I decided to consider it. And I had already seen people that were starting to do it. They were a part of some coach test group and everything. And so I was like, man, these girls are getting some awesome results. That can never be me. And so I made the decision probably in January of last year. I was like, I'm just going to rip off the Band-Aid and go for it. I'm going to try it out. I did not start it when all of the world started it. It had released, I think it was January 15th. And I was like, I'm not starting it that soon. I need to be prepared. I need to kind of have everything laid out, because it actually released last January, January 15th. And people were starting it the day it was released. And I was like, I need to see the meal plan. I need to see what I'm getting myself into, everything. So I decided that on February 5th, it was the day after the Super Bowl, I was going to go all in. And I had a couple of girls do it with me. One of them is on here right now, Brittany Powers, and then another girl, Abby, who's also going to be doing it with us on Monday. So I had them do it with me, and that first off, I think really helped me. That's why it's I'm trying to get you guys together and I was kind of kick off the program and everything. Because I felt when I had the girl, other people doing it with me, not just the accountability group itself, but it was so different, because it was okay, well, Brittany's already done her workout today. I've got to make time to do mine, type of thing. And so it was really nice. But so what I did the week before is something I had never done even with other programs I did. And I basically looked at the meal plan. I took a look at it and I was like, okay, this is what it's telling me to do. I was a little overwhelmed, not going to lie, because it was just a lot. It was, but I was like, to me, there's a reason behind these meal plans for these programs. There's a science behind them. And I feel with Time Nutrition, there's some reason why they paired that with this 80-day obsession program. And so I was like, I'm going to try it out. I didn't believe I'd be able to do it, but I was like, I'm just going to do it. If I'm going to do it, I'm going to do this right. And so, I just kind of laid out, looked and seen, what meal plan I fell under. I think I was A or B. I can't remember. But I basically took, I wrote down everything it had suggested for each meal. So you eat a lot on this plan, on this program. And I didn't realize that until halfway through. I was like, gosh, I'm eating a lot of food. But it was good food, good nutritious food. But you're burning so many calories and stuff when you're doing these workouts. Shelby actually finished hers, her first round, a month ago? Shelby? There we go.
Yeah, it's been 6 weeks.
Oh, wait, hang on. You there?
Yeah.
Okay, I had my stuff muted. I don't know why I keep muting my speakers when I get on here. Brittany Powers, she says, so much food, you are hungrier. You really are. And I know, and Brittany was actually in a category, I think, Brittany, correct me if I'm wrong, but you were in a category that required you to eat more carbs or more veg.
Well, all of it. I think I was the B meal plan, but then I went down to the C meal plan. So it was 7.
Yeah, you were eating a lot of food. And, I was like, okay, well, I'm one that like can eat before and not have a problem with like working out or whatever. But I'm gonna pull up the meal plan real quick since we're talking about it, and I'm gonna share my screen. So bear with me just a second. But do you have to follow this meal plan? Not necessarily, but this is what I'm going to do because clearly it helped me with my results last year. I don't know if you guys have seen like my results pictures, but like I had like baby abs, and that has like never been a possibility in my life because like I've never had it. I never had something that truly targeted my core region as well as like putting like better nutrition in my body. And I will say this though, I was pretty spot on with nutrition for the first phase. So 80-day obsession is 3 phases. You have phase 1, which is days 1 through like 26 or something, and then phase 2 and phase 3. And so phase 1, it's a little more like you're shocking your body. You're going to see the biggest difference in results in your body in phase 1, like in my personal opinion. That's when I like really could tell a difference. Like phase 2 and phase 3, I was like, yeah, there's some difference. But phase 1 was really where I like showed up. And so I was very intentional and like aware of my nutrition during that phase. And I don't know, it was just crazy. But let me just go ahead and share y'all the screen so you can kind of see what you guys need to be looking at. Okay. So I've got 80-day obsession pulled up here. Under program material, real quick, I will show you when you click on the workout list, it'll tell you, this is what I like about 80-day obsession, is it tells you what you do on each day. So day 1, you do this, day 2. So you don't really have to refer to the calendar to like know what you should be doing, but it literally tells you what you should be doing. And I gotta say, like every time I would like go through this and check them all, I'd be like, okay, cool, day 10 done, like day 11, like it was really cool to like do that. But if you guys go in, and there's even some eating plan tips and different tips like that too, you guys can watch a quick video on. But if you go on program materials, and then right here, nutrition. Okay. So my advice to you guys is go to the container food list first and write down things that you like in each food list, each food category. So like your green container, for example, is all your vegetables. So I would literally like write down things I like. Now, do I like beets? Do I like seaweed, string bean? No, but I can eat, what did I eat? I eat a lot of like sweet peppers, a lot of tomatoes, green beans, like things like that. But I mean, I went down the list and picked what I liked. The cool thing is because you'll get to have a blue container, which over here is the blue container of healthy foods. And if you're a hummus fan or if you're a guacamole fan or something like that, I would like dip my peppers in that as a snack. And so it was like I got to like I was eating my vegetables, but eating it kind of like in a fun way too. But you go down your purple list, your red list, your yellow, blue, and orange, and so on, and just make a list that you like because I want you to. This is like the best thing I think you guys can do. Because you see it in the screen, you're gonna be like, whoa, there's a lot going on here. But if you already have an idea like what constitutes a green container, what constitutes a purple, and so on, it's gonna make it a lot easier for you. And you'll notice that your yellow containers are like that's your starches, that's your carbs. And so you can have like there's where'd it go? A potato, you can have like a regular potato. You just have like make it mashed and fit inside the container, or just like have half of a small potato. Like you don't have to do this to a T, but what I would do instead of having like a whole russet baked potato, I would half it, and I would like have half of a baked potato with like whatever it was I was eating. So please drop any questions you guys have in the chat box as well. And I'll be sure to answer them too. But like over here, the orange container, like this is where like you can have like, you know, your, where'd it go? Your oil-based salad dressings. Like you can have salad dressings. So if you like Italian, if you like balsamic, like things like that, you can have those things. And yeah, I guess that's really it. So writing down the things you like in your food list. On the second page, I just want to throw this out here. you're going to notice there's something called a modified refeed list. In phase 2 and 3, I think if I remember correctly, every other week you have what they call a refeed day. And that's when like Autumn will literally tell you to go and have a burger on that day. Like have a burger, have your mayonnaise. And I thought she was crazy. I was like, what? Like have a burger with a bun, like a full-fledged burger? And so I remember getting one from Ruby Tuesdays on my lunch break. And it was like the best thing ever. And I'm not even a burger fan. But I ended up the next morning, it was a leg day the next day. I felt so much stronger because of my refeed day. Like I could tell such a difference. So again, there's a reason for these refeed days that are thrown in the mix. But again, you don't have to worry about that until phase 2. But when it comes to refeed day, you can look here and it'll tell you like what you can have. Like you can have regular pancake, or you can have like white pasta. You can have, you know, a piece of white bread, like just different things like that. Yeah. And I'll share with you guys what I actually did for my refeed day after like I did the burger. I did the burger for like a week or 2, and I was like, okay, I'm done with this, because I just kind of honestly felt kind of crappy because like I had been eating fairly clean for so long that I was just like, this hurts my stomach. Okay, so oh yeah, refeed day desserts. Okay, so this is what I ended up having. I made, and I know this sounds crazy, but towards the end, I actually made these flourless chocolate chickpea brownies. Y'all hear me out on this, because I made these and my husband like tried them and had no idea there were chickpeas in there and thought they were like the best things ever. So that's something that you guys can try. And then I've even made these baked donut holes. Holy crap, y'all. The baked donut holes are really, really good. I think it's like 2 donut holes is equivalent to 1 yellow container. But they were so good. And this doesn't mean you're making these things to eat the whole pan of them, but you're making them to have like the appropriate portion. But when you go and look at like, I'll show it to you in a minute, but you go and look like the Fixate cookbook that Autumn has. When you look there to find how to make these donut holes, for example, it'll tell you how much is equivalent to 1 yellow container or 1 serving. So that way you guys know, like, you can't have 10 of these donut holes and be like, yeah, refeed day. It's actually, I think, just 2 or 3. Okay, so that's the food list. I'm going to go ahead and go back, and I want to show you what the meal plan looks like, because this really can throw people off. And I'm going to share with you what I did instead of some of this stuff. So under nutrition, let's see. You actually, hang on, I gotta go back. Getting started, that's what I need to do first. So you guys will need to get into the Getting Started, the starter guide for United States and Canada, because you have to decide what food group you're in first, or what meal plan you fall under. There's Autumn's nice butt. Okay, so I'm gonna come back to this part right here. So it says calculate your calorie target. Now, guys, y'all know me. I'm not an advocate for weighing yourself and getting like so obsessed with it. But I did, I think I did weigh myself just for this at like a scale at work, just to kind of see what I fell under. But this can help you decide what meal plan you fall under. Because even though like you may think you need to be in meal plan A, maybe you need to be in meal plan B instead. So I would, after you write your food list down, I would go ahead and figure out what meal plan category you fall under by using this Getting Started guide. Okay. And once you determine what or what you are, it'll tell you, okay, so if you are, if your target is 1,500 to 1,700 calories, you're going to go with meal plan B. It tells you this right here. Okay. All right, we don't need to go through that. So before I get out of this document, what is this? Ignore. Okay, So before I get out of here, I want to go back up to this right here. Please take your measurements. This is how it basically guides you through how you should take your measurements. And I'm sure Brittany and Shelby would agree that your measurements are key, because like that's really like, you can take your pictures or whatever, but like measurements really help you too at the very end when you're like, oh yeah, I really did lose like 13 inches or something crazy. So but this is how you will measure. So you're going to basically measure on Sunday. So make sure you're measuring Sunday. I typically try to measure like in the morning time frame when I'm like less bloated, if you know what I'm saying. And so I'll measure in the morning and I'll write down all my measurements, and it's usually just like my husband doing it, or like I'll like finagle it around myself too if I need to do it by myself. But and after you do this, write down your measurements and then go to a wall, like the most blank wall that you may have in your room or your house, and take a picture. Take your before pictures. So with your before pictures, you'll need to take them, I would say, in like a sports bra or like a tank top. Typically like a solid color just helps when you're comparing your photos. And then I would say like shorts or something. Some people will take it in their bathing suit. Sometimes people will take it in like just short shorts and like a sports bra. But if you take it in like a long sleeve shirt and like full blown leggings, like you're not going to be able to tell a difference when you post your after photo beside it. But whatever you take a picture of it in, I need you to do that at the end of every phase. So at the end of phase 1, after your first 26 days, you're going to take another photo, another progress photo in that same sports bra and shorts against the same wall and in fairly good lighting. So I would recommend just taking them during the day, so that way it's like bright as possible in your house. And that way it's like you can tell a significant difference. And then at the end of phase 2, you'll do another picture. And then at day 80, you'll do your last picture. So, but at the end of phase 1, not only with your picture, you'll also remeasure yourself, and then you'll remeasure yourself at the end of phase 2, and then on day 82 or 80 as well. Okay, let me see. We got some chats. Okay, Brittany's agreeing that we should take. Yes, take good pictures. I agree. But it's easier to like see a difference if you're taking in the same clothing and against the same wall in good lighting. I've done this for a while. I had some crazy photos in the beginning, and I was like, oh, I can't tell the difference. But like the lighting was just terrible where I was taking the photos. All right, if you guys are good, there's that. And so what I did, oh, we got a chat. I'm trying to adjust this so I could. Okay. So under nutrition, let's say I fell in meal plan B, which I think is what I was anyways. Meal plan B, I'm going to click here. And I will say I've had girls that literally will like print all this out and like keep it in a binder and keep track of it. That's totally up to you. You don't have to do that. But for me, what I did was literally just write down what I was going to eat for the week and make sure I got all of like my containers in. Okay, so with meal plan B, for example, I can have 4 greens. So I can have 4 servings of vegetables. Yay. I can have 3 servings of fruit, which is purple container. I can have 4 servings of protein. Now, fun fact, if you're drinking Shakeology, 1 scoop of Shakeology is equivalent to 1 red container. And it says on the container list, but that's what like one of my reds always is a scoop of Shakeology or a packet of it. I can have 3 yellows. Y'all, that's 3 carbs. Like, yes, it's amazing. So all these people cutting out carbs is like, stop what you're doing. Like, you can like do this, you know, without going crazy. 1 blue container and then 1 orange and then 4 teaspoons or tablespoons or whatever. So, okay. This is not scrolling as quickly as I want it to be. Now, I was not the best, like I said, with the time nutrition, I really like honed in on my nutrition before my workout and right after my workout and my breakfast. The rest of the day, like I couldn't eat at work every 2 to 3 hours. And so I just did as best as I could. But what I did do is I ate what I was supposed to eat when I was able to eat. Okay. So I want to point out that Lauren, I think maybe Lauren had asked, someone had asked recently if they had to necessarily work out in the morning time. And you don't have to, but this is just giving you an example of like what a typical day would look like if you did it in the morning. So I personally did it in the morning because that's when I prefer to work out. So I think, is this the example? Hang on, y'all. I promise I'm going to go back to all this, but okay. Anyways. All right. So this is, so 60 minutes to 90 minutes before you work out, you should have some type of pre-workout fuel. Now you do it so far in advance because like a lot of people can't eat right before a workout, but if you're doing it an hour to an hour and a half before your workout, you should be fine. So what it says is, because it's also the thing about eating before you work out is you typically have more energy after you've eaten food. So you're going to have more energy to get yourself through a workout because these workouts are pretty intense. I'm not going to lie. But you have like, this is a green container, a red and a yellow and a teaspoon. So what I did, because it'll tell you somewhere, where does it say it at? Hang on, y'all. Okay, so here it is. Right here where it says meal option 1, it says if you find the pre-workout meal is too heavy or you are eating less than an hour before your workout, you can swap it with this option right here. That is what I did because I was waking up at like 3:45 in the morning to consume this red and purple to start my workout by 4:30 because most of the workouts are an hour long and I want it to be done by like 5:30. And so I was getting up early, but what I would do is I would switch this out with my pre-workout meal. And so my pre-workout meal became my post-workout meal because if you see, the post-workout meal is the same thing that calls for the pre-workout meal, the green, the red, the yellow, and the teaspoon. So I wasn't like missing out on anything. I was just switching up my stuff. So what I did for my pre-workout meal was I would do either Shakeology pudding with a little bit of like banana in it or something. I would just make my shake and like drink it. And so I would have like a fruit. I would have my scoop of Shakeology. I would have a table or a teaspoon of like peanut butter. And that would be like my pre-workout meal. And so I'd basically just eat it while I was drinking my pre-workout. Because really, you should be drinking your pre-workout about 20 to 30 minutes before you're working out for optimal performance, okay? So that is what I did because I just did not have enough time to eat an hour before my workout, considering when I was planning on working out. Okay, so any questions? You guys tracking? Kind of, sort of? Okay, so afterwards, during your work, or no, I'm sorry, post-workout supplements. So most of you that have, because Katie, I know you had purchased the 80-Day Obsession Challenge Pack. It came with your post-workout. And so I would basically make my post-workout immediately when I was done. I would just take water, ice, and shake up my chocolate Recover because to me it tastes just as good without any other hoopla in it. And then I would take I would drink that and then I would have a small apple, or I would have a cup of grapes or something that was equivalent to a purple container. So I would have a fruit and I would have my Recover all within 30 minutes after you work out. So I literally was getting ready for work, putting my makeup on and like eating an apple and drinking my Recover. So that was that. And then 1 to 2 hours afterwards, this is when I would eat a green, a red, and a yellow. And so what that would be either like right before I left the house, I would either do like 2 boiled eggs, because 2 eggs is equivalent to 1 red. And it says it all on your food list. That's the only reason why I know this. But I would do like 2 boiled eggs, a cup of like grape tomatoes, like cherry tomatoes, because I really love tomatoes, and I don't dread eating them because they're kind of like fun vegetables for me instead of like other stuff. And then I would have a piece of whole grain toast. And then on my toast, I would have peanut butter. So you have your green, which is your tomatoes. You have your red, which was the 2 eggs. And then I have my yellow, which is my piece of whole grain toast, and my teaspoon, which is my peanut butter. So look at everything I've already eaten by like 7 a.m. Like, you're eating a lot, and people get so thrown off about that. But guys, like, you have to fuel, if you're fueling your body right, like, it's totally fine to eat as much as you're eating. Like, you can't expect results if you are just like starving yourself and thinking you're not eating. Like, that's the biggest lesson I've learned over my like entire 31 years of existence is I have to actually eat to see results. And it's like, I think that's one of the biggest things that's helped me mentally with developing a better relationship with food is like, I'm like, I need to eat. I actually need to eat food. Now, I don't need to eat pizza and all that stuff all the time, but like I need to eat like solid nutrition. So that is an example of what I did. Let's see. And then sometimes I would do like an egg scramble. If you aren't a big boiled egg person, I'll do like an egg scramble. And maybe you're not even an egg person. Maybe it's like, something else off of the red list, or maybe it is your Shakeology at this time, and snacking on some like cucumbers and a piece of bread or whatever the case may be. Now, so that was my post. Okay. And then all I did the rest of the day, guys, is I didn't have to eat this one right here, the meal option 1, because I had eaten that already before my workout. Okay. So meal option 1, I've knocked it out already because I ate it before my workout. So meal option 2, that was my lunch, I think. Let's see. Hang on a second. Oh, no, meal option 1, y'all. That's when I brought back in my other green, my other red, and my other yellow that I had swapped out earlier with my purple and red. So meal option 1 was my lunch at this point. So I had like something off the yellow list, something off the red, something off the green. I was big on like making bowls at that point. Like I would take like a yellow container of rice. It's really just half of a cup of rice, and I would have some type of protein in there with like stir-fried vegetables or something, and I just ate that a lot. Like I just really kept it simple. But that was my lunch. Meal option 2 was my snack, so my afternoon snack. So I had a green, I had a purple, and I had a blue. And so like my green was excuse me, my green was my sweet peppers, if y'all like the mini peppers. And then another fun vegetable, I call it, because it's not like green beans or anything like I don't really care for. And then my blue was my hummus. And then my purple was some type of fruit at that point. So I had already eaten like so many fruits and vegetables at this point than I've ever eaten in my life. Okay. And I have maintained this fruit thing because like I literally like I will have a banana every day. I'll have an apple every day. And so it really kind of helped set me up for realizing that I needed to focus more on like my fruits and vegetables. And so I've been doing that ever since I got off this program. Meal option 3 was my dinner. So it was my green, it was another vegetable, another protein, another starch, carb, my orange, and then a teaspoon of something. And it was just like whatever at that point. So it could have just been like some chicken, some fish, some ground beef, anything like that. But yeah. So any questions so far, guys? It's like, okay. Speak up if you have questions. I want to make sure you guys are good. But so that is the next thing that I would do for this is what I'm going to be doing like over the next few days is writing out my meal plan for the week. So that way I know next week, like I've got it all laid out. I do plan to prep on Sunday, even though it's the day before Memorial Day. People like freak out and think they can't do anything on a holiday weekend. Y'all, it's just another Sunday, okay? So you can set aside like some time in the morning. If like, you know, you've got cookouts the rest of the day, like you got a couple of cookouts in the evening, afternoon, whatever, then make some time in the morning to do like some prep of some sort. Now, what I would prep is just like, I would always prep like my boiled eggs. If that's what I was doing, I would prep those. I would prep like I would go ahead and get my fruit in baggies if I was doing like grapes and stuff. Otherwise I would just grab an apple whenever I wanted an apple. But I would, I always do this. I freeze my bananas. Make sure you peel them. Don't pull a Kayla, a rookie move, and put them in the freezer and they're peel. Doesn't work that way, guys. So I would peel them, go ahead and get those ready for like my Shakeologies. I would get my like sweet peppers and get those ready to go. Y'all, I even would like go ahead and get my hummus ready. So I would basically like measure out my hummus, and I think hummus, the blue container is 1/4 a cup. So whatever you're doing with the blue container, you can go ahead and like measure that out as well. And I would put it in like little containers that I had. So y'all, it made it so effortless during the week. Like I just know, like I was like, okay, this is what I need. This is what I need. This is what I need. Boom, done. And so it was not difficult to stay on track with my meals. And that was like at work at a place that like literally like has potlucks every other day. So like I was able to stay on track because I had everything I needed. Okay. So let's see, what else do I want to talk about here? I think that was really it for the food part. I just wanted to kind of get that out there. And guys, like as you're looking through like the food plan and stuff, just make sure like if you have any questions, just reach out to me and I'll be more than happy to help. But at this point, I think I want to talk real quick because I don't want to keep you guys on here longer than I intended to. Okay. Oh, we've got a chat. What's going on here? When did you, I'm answering Lauren's question. When did you work out in the AM? How much time did it give you between your first meal and working out? So I worked out, like I would wake up at 3:45 and because I felt I needed to start at like 4:30. Well, now I'm learning that I don't need to start that early because I've been getting down at like 6:10 here these last few weeks. And I'm like, I don't have to get up as early like I thought I did. But it was a good solid 45 minutes, Lauren. So it was almost an hour, but like it was a good solid 45 minutes. And so what I did towards the end, like probably halfway through phase 2, I stopped just making the shakes and I actually just made my pudding and just mashed up some banana with it. So that was more of a solid food than like a liquid mixture because I didn't want to like make shakes so early in the morning. Shelves. So I did want to share, Miriam was not able to get on, but I did want to share with y'all something that she had sent me today. I don't know if you guys have seen her pictures, but she is on day 15 of 80-day obsession. And she said that, where'd it go? I don't know like her measurements or anything, but I will have to have her post her progress photos so far. Actually, if you see my Facebook stories or if you follow me on Instagram, I've shared her post on my stories too. And so guys, like I'm just amazed at how much of a difference I've seen in her body from just 14 days. So I highly recommend you guys going and taking a look at her body because I'm just like, what? And she just recently had a baby too. So this is like her first big program. But she said that, cause we've got some, or she was talking about the scale, cause y'all know me, I'm not a believer in the scale. I don't think you need to like measure your progress based off of a number. Our bodies fluctuate so much, y'all, that like, it's just not even right to really get on a scale in my opinion. But she said that she actually has gained 5 pounds. And she's not weighing herself anymore, you know, from them, but she was curious to see what she said. But like she always weighs herself in the morning, and that's if you're going to weigh yourself, do it in the morning at least when you are your lightest. But I want you guys to look at her results photos because you would not think she's gained 5 pounds by the look of her body right now. So the scale means nothing. If you come to me and tell me that you quit, you give up, like you gained weight, I'm gonna give you some tough love because I just don't believe in it. I don't. And I think I only lost like maybe 9 pounds when I did this. Like it wasn't anything crazy over the course of 13 weeks. And so I lost more inches. I think I was like at 13 inches or something crazy like that. And so to me, like I'd rather have inch loss and like pant sizes go down than like what I weigh. Okay. So I just kind of wanted to throw that out there. But Shelby, I wanted Shelby to talk about her experience because she actually was vacationing twice during her program. And I'd be curious, since we are entering vacation season, I'd be curious on you kind of sharing like how you still worked out even in freaking Paris and the beach and stuff like that. So Shelby, if you don't mind chatting real quick, I would appreciate it.
Sure. So when I went to Paris, I took a week off of 80-Day Obsession when I went to Paris. I was in like phase 2, I think, at that point, and I just did body weight workouts when I was there because I wasn't going to like fly internationally with weights and stuff. So for that period of time, I just like pressed pause on 80-Day and did body weight workouts when I was in Paris. And then whenever I came back, I hit play again right where I was. I didn't like start over any of that. Like this was a planned vacation and that was what I planned to do. I didn't double up to try to catch up to where I was. I don't believe in doing that kind of stuff. Like I just picked right back up where I was and kept on going. When I went to the beach, I did take my weights with me, and I just I took my weights, my loops, my splatters with me, and I just got up before everybody else did. And went out on the balcony and did my workout by myself and watched the sun come up and listen to the ocean, and it was fantastic. And nutrition, when I was on vacation, I followed nutrition like pretty, like I would say 80 to 90%, pretty much the whole 80 days, except for when I was on vacation. I'm not going to France and not eating the croissants. Like that's not happening. I ate them all. The whole city, I ate them all. And same thing when I went to the beach. I did pay more attention to it at the beach just because I was eating like normal food. So I did kind of stick with my same lunches that I would normally have at home. But, you know, when we went to dinner, if we wanted to have a drink, then I had a drink. Or if we, you know, had chips and salsa, then I had chips and salsa. Because I'm not trying to win a bikini competition. I'm just trying to live my life. And vacation is part of life. And when I go on vacation, you know, you overindulge in everything. You know, you sleep more, you eat more, you're on vacation, and that's okay. But yeah, I still, even with those 2 vacations, I still lost 10 pounds and I lost like 8.5 inches. And kind of the same thing is with Miriam. I've had so many people that have seen my photos and have said the same thing. Like, there's no way you only just lost 10 pounds. Like that looks like way more than 10 pounds. And it's like, no, I swear it was only 10 pounds. But yeah, so that's what I did. I just did the best I could when I go on vacation. It's not I didn't have a deadline to meet. I'm just trying to be healthy.
Yeah. And just giving yourself grace. And, you know, I'm right there with you. I think that's why, like, I finally don't have this guilt anymore, because I'm like, I'll eat what I want on vacation, but I still can eat good things too on vacation. Like
Right.
it's all about like truly balancing and not just calling it balance and be like, I'm going YOLO the entire week I'm in Florida, you know, like you still
Right.
can eat somewhat healthier, even at the beach or in Paris or, you know, whatever, but
Right. And I will say, like, even when we were in Paris, there was a little YOLOing going on, but honestly, when your body is used to eating well, you crave the foods that make you feel well. So it's like after a day or 2 of that, you're like, oh, I want a salad. Like I need something green in this body. And then you want that food. So, I mean, it just kind of, I don't know, you just get used to it and that's what you want.
My biggest thing when I started this is I told myself, because I was overwhelmed. I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm about to do this 80-day, like try this 80-day program. Guys, I didn't think I would finish it, if I'm completely honest right now. Like I had that much self-doubt. I was like, well, I'm not going to finish this. Well, I did. And I cried at the very last workout. I like was boo-hooing like a baby. And it seems to be the trend. Like, it's like a big deal. Like you just rocked out 80 days, no matter like what it looked like. But literally what I did is I took it day by day. I was like, okay, day one, I'm going to basically check things off the list. Okay, I've checked my work off of the list. I've checked off my first meal, my second meal, and things like that. And so then day two is like, okay, I did so well on day one. I'm going to tackle day two just like I did day one. And I would just, whatever. But just like Shelby said, is once you start creating that habit for yourself, it's only going to feel natural to continue to do it, even at like family functions or dinner or things like that. Like a lot of the times when I go out to dinner, I'll like eat something like healthy as possible because I like to have an ice cold beer or two. Okay. I'm not going to lie. But that way it's like, okay, like I'm going to eat clean as possible so I can have, some like a couple of beers and not be so like beluga wellish when I leave this place. And so it's just really like telling yourself in your mind, like, this is what I need to do. Like, this is how I'm going to get to succeed. And, like I said, I was more honed in with my nutrition in phase one. Phase two, phase three, the month started getting warmer. And for me, like, I like to pop a top, like, in the evenings and stuff, like sometimes after work or whatever, and just to kind of relax and decompress. But that's typically when people are starting to go and celebrate and do things. And, I had a friend that was getting married at the time. And so we were like going to pick out bridal shower dresses or bridal dresses. And then it was like, let's go out afterwards and let's do that. And I did the things. And it was just like one night did not ruin everything I'd built up till that point. And that was like the pivotal moment for me. I was like, I can do this. Cause I tell you what, that next day I got right back into my normal nutrition habits. And it's just because I simply started and just took it day by day. So anytime you feel any sense of doubt, please reach out. And you're going to know, like, there's other girls doing this with us. They couldn't get on because they had other stuff going on. But like Abby Henderson's doing it. That's in the group. You guys, of course. Helen's going to do it. Ashley Watts, Nicole Schaefer, like all these other people are going to be doing it with us. So if we like need to get to a point where we're like having like, I don't know, group check-ins where we're like texting, having a text thread, like I will do what it takes to ensure you succeed. I felt it on my heart to have this special call because I want y'all to succeed that much. I want y'all to have this life-changing moment like I did last year. And so it's just something I really believe in, and I know you guys can do it. And I know come day 80, you're going to be like, wow, like I'm crying and I'm done and I did it and Kayla was right. But I had the support along the way from the community and the girls that did it with me. And it's so much more than just a workout program. It's just, I can't explain it. And you guys will know it as you get closer and closer to time, but you're going to feel amazing after your first week. You're like, holy crap, I did the first week. Another thing I did want to point out about the workouts. So kind of like how Shelby said, like she picked back up did you pick back up where you left off after France or just, yeah.
Yeah. Picked right back up.
So I didn't do this in vacation season. I did this like February. I was kind of strategic my first time. I was like, well, February, there's not a lot going on. Then it was like March, April, and I finished on Cinco de Mayo. Needless to say, I celebrated that night. But so what I did, because I literally like finished it within the 13 weeks that you're supposed to finish it. So when I say 13 weeks, it's just 80-day program. But that was my personal goal because I was like, if I'm going to do this, like I want to finish it. I don't want to finish it at like 16 weeks. Like you should try your best to do it when you've got that window. But it is 6 workouts a week. I'm sorry. And that's kind of what kept me going was like, well, I don't want to have to work out on Sunday, or I don't want to have to try and like figure out what I'm going to work out, or I don't want to double up my workout tomorrow. So I'm just going to go ahead and do it today because like, I don't believe in doubling up your workouts. Like, that's just not me. I'm like, no, just do your one workout, do your workout for the day. But sometimes what I would do is instead of working out like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I would maybe move a day around in the week. Like if I needed a Wednesday off, I would do my Wednesday workout on Thursday on Friday, Friday on Saturday, Saturday on Sunday. You can move that rest day around. Like it's not the end of the world. You can move it around. I did that a couple of weeks, but honestly, like I got to a point where I was like, no, I want to work out Monday through Saturday. So on Sunday I can be like, and just feel accomplished for the week. But I just really encourage you guys to just do the workouts when the day it's supposed to be done. And that way you're not trying to like double up and you've got a 2-hour workout ahead of you because you missed yesterday's workout just because you didn't feel like it. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. But yeah, so I'm trying to think if there's really that was like my biggest takeaways from the program, was writing out my meal plan, and I kept it so simple. Now at nighttime I would make my dinners. I'm not a prepper for dinner because Joey will not eat prepped food, like leftovers over a certain period of time. So I would just know, okay, if we were going to make spaghetti, so for Joey, I would make him spaghetti noodles and I would have like zoodles. And it's not this crazy thing. People are like, oh my gosh, I don't have to cook twice. No, you cook the noodles while you're cooking your husband's noodles. Like it's like the same thing, And so, or like tacos. So guys, I know this, 2 corn tortillas is equivalent to 1 yellow container. So why do you think Kayla has tacos on Tuesday? Because I can have 1 yellow container at night. So that's why it's like I was still eating like regular food and people were just blown away that I was still eating tacos and I was still eating spaghetti. And it was just, I was being mindful with my choices, So, yeah. So Katie, Lauren, do y'all have any questions for me or for us? Are you like ready to rock and roll or what?
I'm ready.
I'm ready for you.
I'm ready to get started.
Good. Yeah. I'm ready for other people to like start doing it so I can start seeing like y'all's success. Cause like I literally get excited and Shelby's the same way. I know. But we're always going to be there to cheer you on and to answer any questions, cause we've done this before, we know kind of what to expect. And I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little nervous even for myself to do a second round because I have like my own pressure from my own self last year. I was like, oh my gosh, but again, just take it day by day. And
I'm pretty nervous about it too because when I did it in the wintertime, the kids were all in school and I am much able to follow my nutrition plan better when they're not at home eating all the snacks.
Yeah.
So I think this is going to be a great challenge for me to maybe break that habit of walking behind them and taking bites of things they've left.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to look at it as this is just a really good challenge for me to overcome this habit that I have because I'm so guilty of that. Like if they eat a peanut butter and jelly and they leave one bite, I'll eat it. Like before I even realized that I ate it, and I'm like, why did I just eat that?
Chicken nugget. I did that last.
Yes.
I did that just a minute ago, and I ate a chicken nugget on the way up here, and I was like, Kayla, like, why?
It's just like I have a problem with throwing it away. Like I just can't. So with all 4 of them home all summer, like it's going to be harder for me to stick to the meal plan. But I'm like determined to get it done. So we'll see.
I feel like with me personally, and I want you guys to go into this with a very open mind. I want you on Monday to be like, this is the first day of my new life type of thing. Like go into it with a positive mindset. And I know it's easier said than done some days, but the more good days you have, the less bad days you're going to have because you're like, I've already had these 13 good days. I can't let day 14 be a crappy day, So it's so different. And like for me, like when I was like, okay, I'm on this meal plan, I just instantly was like, nope, can't do this. Like I'm not going to eat my kids' food or I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. And I was just, because I was actually following a program and a meal plan, like I can follow these workout programs, but following the meal plan has always been a struggle for me. And so, just, and always, if you happen to slip up, give yourself grace. The reason why my group is called Eat the Damn Cupcake is because in the middle of phase 2 last year, I ate the damn cupcake at my boyfriend or my sister's boyfriend's birthday. Like, I was like, I'm going to have a cupcake. Woohoo! Like, it messed up my results. No, I still had baby abs at the end of it. So just as long as, 1 cupcake doesn't turn into 7, because like you have to be an adult at some point and realize like, smack your hand, like eat the cupcake, move on, bless and release. But, you can't just turn into like some downward spiral. It's not worth it. So, Another thing too, before I get off of here, I would recommend some type of, I know Shelby's probably tired of me saying this, personal development. I know.
Why would I be tired of that?
Because I feel like
I
I've been
love
talking about
personal development.
So personal development is something that as coaches actually like are kind of required to do daily. And that's also been a game changer with my personal journey as far as even wellness. And so something that really like, fires you up really helps you like get that workout done or stay more on target with your meal plan and stuff. And so whether it's reading a book, I've got suggestions I can give you guys if you'd like. Reading a book, listening to a podcast, reading your Bible, reading or listening to a book or whatever it is, like find what it is and like do it daily because it's going to make a difference. And I know it may not even be talking about a weight loss journey or a wellness journey or whatever it is, but it's still going to fire you up enough to be like, I'm a badass. I can do anything I put my mind to. This is the year that is going to change for me. Okay. So yeah. Woo.
And I think that the timed nutrition with 80-day obsession, it lends itself perfectly to incorporate personal development into your routine because you do your pre-workout meal, you do your pre-workout, you're energized, and then you have 20 minutes to do what until you do your workout. Like read your whatever you're reading, listen to your do whatever you're going to do. Like make that time intentional. Don't just like scroll through Instagram during that 20 minutes. Like be intentional about that time. It's like perfect to get yourself in a good habit of doing that. I think that's like the main thing about 80-day obsession that I like the most is that it just builds your confidence muscle so much. Like each day, whenever you complete another day and you complete another day of the eating and all of that, and then whenever you complete the whole entire thing, you just have so much self-confidence. Like I just did all that. I can do anything, and just be the girl you want to be. If you want to be the kind of girl that has these behaviors that you do every day, then be her. Like this is like a fresh start. Be that girl.
I love it. I'm getting fired up right now. Like I want to go do a workout, but I've already done one for the day, so
I'll wake you up so early in the morning.
Not gonna be extra. So that's another thing too. Maybe I would go ahead too and decide when you plan on working out. I know the example I gave you was morning, but just know that if you look more through like the meal plans and like the guide, it'll show you what an example looks like for a midday workout, an evening workout. But what worked for me personally was just getting it done in the morning, so my meals were aligned how I needed them to be, and so it was just easier. But if you guys ever want to work out with us virtually, I feel like this is like a shameless plug. Shelby and I worked out together just like this virtually. We're not like staring at each other, like judging, like, oh, she didn't do that push-up right. It's just really just to have like some girl time in the morning. And I'm on mute. She's on mute. Like we literally just do our workout and that's it. But if y'all ever want to be a part of that and just to ensure that you get your workout done for the day, that's totally fine. Come one, come all, but it's not one of those things that we're like watching you do your workouts. Like, I don't care. I'm trying to get my own workout done.
You can turn your screen off. You can turn your screen off if that makes you uncomfortable.
Brittany's got hers. You literally just like stop your video and like, I can't see you or whatever. It's not a big deal. But I will tell you this. It has been such a game changer having, we have a group text message with Shelby and then two other girls. And we literally get up and like work out together. And like, I would not be getting up as early if it weren't for them. And so Katie, I know Katie used to work at Forterra at the credit union. And so I don't know if you remember Katie, but like I was probably in a good mood in the morning when I would come in and like train y'all. It was because I got up and worked
You
out.
were always in such a great mood. Yeah.
It's because my workout. So I'm telling you, it makes a difference. I'm a little crazy in the mornings, but it's because like I've already been up for a couple of hours. So, but decide when you're going to work out and then adjust your meals accordingly. And you don't have to do like the whole time nutrition thing, but that's just what worked for me. And at least like follow some of it. But if you're going to do any of it, just make sure you're getting in your appropriate containers for the day. So you're eating enough fruits and vegetables and even protein and carbs, because that's the perfect balance is all of that combined. And get good sleep. Yeah. Brittany Powers, old B Powers.
And don't be surprised, this shocked the shit out of me. When I first started 80 Day Obsession, like a week after I started, I would wake up with like night sweats. Did that happen to anybody else? Like, would literally wake up sweating to death. And then I swear, like 2 nights after it happened the first time, Autumn said on the video that day that happens whenever your metabolism is like revved up. And I was like,
yeah.
are you freaking kidding me? That's what's been happening to me.
Yeah.
So that might happen.
Well, and then make sure you guys already have your loops inside. Actually, Lauren, when you first enrolled with me, you did the 80 Day Obsession package, I think. So like everyone should have their loops and sliders. I actually have a new set of loops coming in because like once you use them for 80 days straight, they're going to stretch out a little bit. So I'm ready to have like that resistance. But there's a modifier every part or every workout. And so if you need to use the modifier, do the modifier. It's totally fine. Like, don't think you've got to sit here and like, go full force, during every single workout. Like, modify if you need to. I modified a crap ton because it was like, I can't get this band around my leg or whatever. Oh, don't wear shorts. The day that you have loops, don't wear shorts. You're going to lose your leg hair, and not in a good way. Okay. So, in each workout, actually, hang on, let me share my screen one more time. I want to show you guys what I'm talking about. Okay. So going back to like the workout list, it'll actually tell you, like if you're starting on day 1, it'll tell you, hang on, Kayla, if you click on details, it's going to tell you what equipment you need. So day 1, don't wear shorts, y'all. You've got your weights and your resistance loops. Most of the time you're going to have, I cannot wait for booty again. I'm so excited. Resistance loops. Like, so you can go ahead and plan accordingly the night before. So that way, like, okay, I've got, loops tomorrow, then I need to make sure I set out workout leggings or whatever it is. But I think that was really anything else. Brittany, do you have anything else to suggest?
It is a major commitment, so seriously, just go ahead and start thinking about it. Maybe this week, if you're not doing a plan, try a little obsessed. That's what I'm doing because I'm trying to gear myself up again for it. The workouts are similar. They're way more in depth with 80 Day Obsession, but it is a extremely gratifying program to complete. And I think absolutely everybody that does it, Beachbody needs to do it. It's been the best one, and it's been probably the most impactful one I've done. Because like Kayla was talking about eating more veggies, I've literally never eaten as many veggies as I have in the last year because of 80 Day Obsession. So it's a good one.
Yeah, and you cried on day 82, right?
I cried on day from like day 70 to day 80. Every night, every day. Like, I cried.
Because you get to a point where it's just like mindless. You're like, yeah, this is the program I'm doing, whatever. And then boom, it's like the last week and you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
Where did this time go?
Oh, yeah. For sure.
I didn't cry on day 80. I cried the last time I had to do cardio flow.
Oh.
And I cannot freaking believe I'm going to have to do cardio flow 13 more times.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You gotta change your mindset. Like,
oh, I made it my bitch. I totally did. But like, oh
my gosh, y'all kill me. Well, Lauren, all good? How you feeling about it? Ready to rock and roll?
Yeah.
Houston's gonna come in and watch you working out and be like, what in the heck is she doing?
Can you hear him snoring right now? He's asleep.
I was wondering what that sound was. I thought that was snoring.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so my workouts are probably going to be at night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so I'm going to go ahead. We'll go ahead and get off of here. I appreciate you guys hopping on and spending the hour with me. So take, from here on out, get ready to go, get prepared. I'll probably comment in the group the event, or either like the original thing where everyone said that they were in, to see if anyone would want to be a part of like a group message, group chat, or anything, strictly just for like motivational purposes. I'm not going to like try and blow up your like Facebook or your text message, but I really do think that does make a difference when we're always like staying on top of each other. So, but other than that, that's all I've got. And yeah, you guys have a good rest of your night, and I will talk to y'all later. Bye.
See you later.
Bye.